This is the new breaking news that we are bringing to you as far as the case of Shrikant Tyagi is concerned. Remember, just a day ago he had been arrested, and the latest now we are learning is that Shrikant Tyagi's bail plea, which was filed earlier, has been dismissed. This is the latest we are now getting to you. Remember, it was after a hectic search that Shrikant Tyagi had been arrested from Meerut, and now we are learning is that his bail plea has been rejected. We also had seen the viral video of the Noida politician behaving poorly with a woman in a Noida society, and this is the same Shrikant Tyagi who had been arrested earlier, and his bail plea has now been dismissed. For more details, let me quickly go across to Ananya Bhatnagar. Ananya, if you could tell us the grounds on which the bail plea has been dismissed.
Well, yes, this bail plea was filed in a routine manner in the case with regards to IPC 354, that is outraging the modesty of a woman after using a criminal force against her. And now the court, after taking into consideration all the videos and in fact all the evidences that were collected by the Uttar Pradesh police, remember that he's not been surrendered but was arrested after a lot of efforts by the Uttar Pradesh police. And in fact, now his bail plea has been dismissed. The court has noted that the way he was arrested, he was on the run. He was there. He was, in fact, trying to hide in Meerut, in various parts of Uttarakhand, including Haridwar as well. So all of these aspects have been taken into consideration by the court, and noting that the videos that were there, that were on record, which were also viral on social media, wherein he was seen assaulting a woman and also trying to, in fact, abuse her verbally as well. So now the court, considering all the aspects, has dismissed his bail plea under section, which was in the case relating to outraging the modesty of a woman under IPC 354, has been dismissed. Apart from that, the other 6 accused persons' bail plea would now be heard on August 16, along with Shrikant Tyagi's bail under Section 420, that is the forgery of documents. And because remember that he was trying to impersonate as a BJP leader, and various evidences were found by the Uttar Pradesh police. However, it's a big jolt to be seen to Shrikant Tyagi into this particular case, and we'll have to wait and watch as to how the proceedings and the investigation into this particular case proceeds, because the investigation is still underway into this particular case. The Uttar Pradesh police is making efforts in order to churn out a strong case, a watertight case against Shrikant Tyagi, so that there is no jolt to the Uttar Pradesh government when it comes to defending him, or no charges are leveled against them in this particular case.
Absolutely. The UP government completely cracking down on Shrikant Tyagi. Having said that, Ananya, I'd also like you to throw light on how there were 2 separate cases, including one under the Gangsters Act as well, that had been lodged against him. Could you throw light on both these 2 cases now?
Well, basically, a lot of cases have been registered against Shrikant Tyagi. One, which of course was of 354, in which his bail plea has now been dismissed. Another is of forgery. And the third one was of the Gangster Act. The Gangster Act was basically slapped onto him because after this incident, he had fled, and some people, some of his men had in fact gone to the victim's home and had tried to do something. But then later on, the police action came in, and all of them were arrested. 6 people, in fact, were arrested into this particular case, and these are the cases by which, because of which, and the circumstance because of which a case under the Gangster Act were registered against him. Remember that Gangster Act is a very, very stringent provision, and in a case it is imposed on somebody, bail or any kind of liberty.
All right, we seem to have lost the line while we try and reconnect with Ananya, but that's the latest we are bringing to you. The bail plea has been rejected as far as Shrikant Tyagi is concerned. This is the bail plea that had been moved into as far as one of the cases is concerned. As Ananya was highlighting, there were 3 cases lodged against Shrikant Tyagi. He was separately booked in a case of cheating over the alleged unauthorized use of a symbol of the UP government that was on his SUV. A third case was also filed against him under the stringent Gangsters Act, which was also lodged against Shrikant Tyagi. Now, according to Tyagi's lawyers, a bail application had been moved in the cheating case in the court of Gautam Budh Nagar, which is Noida. And according to the lawyers of Shrikant Tyagi, they were opposing these charges, but the court had earlier reserved its order. Ananya is back with us. Ananya, if you could also take us through how the court had been reserving its order on the bail, please, not just in this particular case, but in other cases as well.
Well, yes, it's a general procedure that the court hears the arguments and then reserves its order because it needs some time to, in fact, encapsulate all the laws and the evidence. It has to study whatever material has been placed on the record by the police and also by the way of the accused person when they file a bail plea. They try to give out their grounds that either they are ill or they're not completely implicated into this case. A false case has been registered against them. So the court takes some time to, in fact, go on to it. But then now in one of the cases, the orders have been passed on the 354 IPC, the case which is technically, Akansha, the main case against Shrikant Tyagi, because all of this escalated with the videos that have emerged out that were viral on the social media platforms, wherein Shrikant Tyagi was seen assaulting the particular woman and also abusing her verbally. So major case, the bail has now been dismissed, and apart from that, the other cases, the bail plea would be heard on the next date of hearing, that is August 16. Apart from Shrikant,
Right.
other accused bail plea would also be heard on the same date as well. So we'll have to wait and watch as to how the court proceeds into this. And the next remedy available, in fact, to him is to approach a higher court, the Allahabad High Court, because the jurisdiction lies with the Gautam Budh Nagar district, which falls under the Uttar Pradesh, the state of Uttar Pradesh, and hence the only way of appeal is to the Allahabad High Court or a sessions court in the Gautam Budh Nagar district. So we'll have to wait and watch as to how he exercises his further remedies and whether or not a relief is granted to him in this particular case.
Absolutely, Ananya. Also, having said that, now that the police remanded will be extended, what can we expect in terms of the line of questioning of the police? Because I believe the Noida police was planning to apply for police remand. Has that been granted? And will they now be questioning about his political connections and the properties he owns?
Well, as of now, we are hearing that the Uttar Pradesh police might, in fact, the Noida police would go on seek a police remand of Mr. Shrikant Tyagi clearly, because remember, in Uttar Pradesh, the law is a bit different, wherein first the accused is sent to judicial custody and then the police comes up and seeks a police remand. So we'll have to wait and watch as to when the police files a application for police custody remand. But the line of questioning that remains would be how this incident happened, what's the backdrop of this incident, whether or not, where at all he was hiding is a very, very important point, because who were the people who actually helped him to hide and what were his political connections? Why was he on the run? Because the matter is very, very sensitive since it's all over the social media. People had, in fact, raised their voices against Shrikant Tyagi and a lot of questions were being raised. Remember when the Noida police did a press conference after his arrest, it had also said that he was having connections with Swami Prasad Maurya, who had changed his political stance very recently in the month of January itself, and somehow or somewhere that would also be explored by the police as to how he knew them and to what extent he had his political connections. But also what would the Noida police would be looking into is where at all he was hiding, whether it were his houses, what all properties do he has, and in case they found any irregularities, other sections might also be imposed upon him into this particular case.
Right, Ananya.